All right, brand new for 2026, the Prime Divide 31. Let's talk about it. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel here at Extreme Outfitters, Zakk and JR. And as everyone is aware, all the 2026 bows are here, pretty much.
Yep.
Prime has replaced the form with the new Divide series. And this is kind of unique when we look at the bows that they're releasing, right? They've got options. So we're gonna cover the 31-inch axle-to-axle bow specifically, but they've introduced a 31, a 33, a 35, and a 37. And the thing that's kind of unique about this, not only do they have a ton of axle-to-axle lengths, but you get to choose the brace height option that you want to go with. So on any of these bows, you can either opt for a 6-inch brace height or a 7-inch brace height. Almost too many options. As a shop, it's a lot to stock. So I'm thinking the more popular option for especially like your 31, 33s is gonna be that 6-inch brace height. Right. What do you think, JR?
I can't agree more. I mean, it's gonna be good brace height, so you're gonna still get good speeds out of it and good performance. So
yes,
I think it'll be a great sweet spot.
I agree. So that's what we're covering. This is the 31-inch axle-to-axle bow. This is the 6-inch brace height option. So I think, like JR said, I think it's going to be the sweet spot for a lot of individuals between the 31 and the 33. But the 31, when we look at the specs, obviously a 31-inch axle-to-axle bow. Prime had the form 30 and 34 last year, so this is going to replace that 30. You've got IBO of 335 feet per second, and that's with the performance mods. Right. So you have, which is kind of cool, the core cam on the Prime bows is honestly, I think, one of the smoother cams within the industry from beginning to end. And you can run this on their standard mod or performance if you want more speed out of the bow.
Yeah, and I think we did some testing and we were seeing anywhere from like 6 to 7 feet per second kind of increase going to that performance mod.
Right, roughly. So pretty close. So you do gain a little bit more performance whenever you go to the performance mod, but you do sacrifice like you would consider the draw cycle. It's a little bit rougher, a little bit more aggressive. When we look at this bow with the 6-inch brace height, we've got a 25.5-inch to 29.5 inches of draw length. If you go to the 7-inch brace height option, your draw length increases a little bit. So you go from 26.5 to 30.5 inches of draw length. So if you're somebody that's on that little bit longer end of the draw length, you might want to opt for that 7-inch brace height. If you want to stick with that 31-inch axle-to-axle bow. Again, draw weight options, a ton of them. 50 all the way to 80 pounds, which is a lot. I think in the 31-inch axle-to-axle bow at 80 pounds would be pretty stout.
I think so as well.
Yeah. So when we look at this bow, the riser is very similar to the form, the 30, I would say. There are some different cutouts within the riser that JR noticed, but overall the bow is very similar looking.
Yeah, very similar. Still running those carbon tubes in between the riser. And that's where they're going to be able to really fine-tune those axle-to-axle lengths. Like we even said last year, you know, the sky's unlimited now what you can do for axle-to-axle lengths just by changing that carbon rod length.
Right, absolutely. And so they've carried over the core cam like we spoke about, just a fantastic cam, just enjoyable draw cycle, I think. And then they've still got their centerline grip technology. So I think Prime has honestly one of the best grips within the industry based off solely just the feel of it personally. Right. And obviously that's a very personal thing, but I really enjoy the grip that Prime offers.
Yep, I really enjoy it as well. And then it should still feature the aerospace gel inside of there, so it's going to help keep that grip a little bit warmer if you're in a much colder environment too.
Absolutely. And then, of course, like all the bows, they've got the ability to run a Picatinny mounted sight option, and then you can run your integrated IMS rest systems for your nice low profile look and feel. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this bow and put it to the test. We're going to kind of give you an overall feel of the bow. We haven't spent much time behind it, so this is kind of a first look for us as well. We're going to shoot it at maxed out at 29.5 inches, and then we're going to drop it down to 28 inches, compare it, and then we're going to do speeds on it with a 412 grain arrow and see what kind of speeds we're getting utilizing the standard mods on this bow. And one thing, just again, looking at the bow, I think the bow, it's a unique look. But I think the more I see it, the more I kind of appreciate the look of it. It's unique, but it's cool looking in my opinion.
Right.
And one thing I do really like that Prime does is they have a mod chart on their limbs. So as a shop, it makes it very easy for us to identify the draw length. So something kind of small, but it is a nice feature for, I think, any of the shops that are carrying the bows. We almost forgot one of the coolest features Prime has introduced accessory-wise to their bow. This is going to be their bow stand. So I'm gonna have JR throw it on real quick. We almost forgot about this.
Yep. Yeah, so it's got a little dovetail on the very front bottom of the riser. Just slides in just like that, sling it down, and then you got your bottom tripod.
And this is if you don't want it to actually set on the cam.
Right.
So I'm assuming you can run it with or without it. So if you don't mind it setting on the cam, you can run it as is. But if you don't want it to set on the cam, voila. So if you don't want it to actually touch the cam, you can run that third leg and it sets up off the cam. It's actually kind of cool.
Yep, very innovative. A new spin on a different style of limb leg.
Yes, so the great thing about it too is you can leave it on the bow the entire time whenever you're shooting it. So great addition to, I think, the accessory line from Prime. Very sturdy, carbon legs, aluminum, and it locks right in place. It's very easy to put on and take off. There's just that set screw, comes right off. This unscrews out of the riser. So nice feature from Prime. Look at that, fast, easy. Looks good, and it sets the bow up off the ground. I like it. So let's head over the range now, shoot the bow, see how it performs. All right, guys, so we want to get an overall weight overall weight of this bow. I would say it feels fairly light for what it is with these new leg limbs and whisker biscuit on it.
I was feeling about 5 pounds, somewhere around there.
So on the scale, it's coming in right at 4.2 pounds.
Dude, that's stupid light, honestly.
That's very, very light for what it is, especially with this already got a couple accessories mounted on it. So they've done a good job as far as shaving weight on this bow. So if you want something really lightweight, this is gonna be a great option for you. So JR is gonna start off shooting it maxed out because this bow only maxes out at 29.5 inches. See what kind of speeds we're getting.
70 pounds as well. Yeah, it's very smooth. So we just got a 3-shot average of 297.2 feet per second. Honestly, very fast. I
mean, that's cooking. 29.5 inches, 70 pounds, 412 grains. So I would say that is solid for what it is. 31-inch bow, 297, 412 grains. I mean, you could bump that arrow weight up 440s and you'd be in the mid 280s, which is fantastic, I think, for speeds when it comes to hunting.
Yeah. Bow felt really great. Draw cycle very smooth. Back wall very solid. The one thing I did notice, so at 29.5, the string angle feels kind of steep. Yeah. So that's one thing to keep in mind, but it still felt repeatable.
Right. Grip feels good on it.
Yeah.
And the bow just feels light. I mean, I mean, whenever you draw it back, it looks rock solid. How does it hold?
So far from what I can tell, just a little bit of shooting, it feels really good.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and change it over 28 inches of draw length and see what kind of speeds we're getting out of it, and then compare the two, and then we'll talk a little bit more in depth about the actual feel of the bow. All right, guys, so we got to change over 28 inches, again, 70 pounds, 412 grain arrow. Let's see what kind of speeds we're getting out of it. All right, so we got an average 3-shot speed of 286.5 feet per second, which I think Prime knocked it out of the park when it comes to speeds for this. Yeah. When we talk about the actual feel though, the bow feels really, really good post-shot. I think, so the draw cycle is smooth. The valley, it's a little bit shorter, I feel like, than some of the other bows. It's not quite as forgiving, but it's not so short that it wants to run away. I would say whenever you get into it, whenever you kind of rip the bow back, it feels like...
Yeah, I can see there's a little bit of creep on it when you're at full draw and really ripping on it.
Yeah, but I can feel it.
It's not bad. I don't think, it didn't feel spongy at all.
No, it doesn't. Valley's nice. I like how the bow, I think the bow, the Prime bows just hold really good. Like, and post-shot feel, I think, is fantastic. All the bows now, I mean, the post-shot feel, I think, is really good. But this bow, I think, draw cycle on it is really good. If you rip into it, it does feel like it dumps a little bit more into the back half. But it's not bad. Whenever you go and actually draw the bow, I think the draw cycle is very consistent. but it does feel like it dumps a little bit in the back half on the standard mod, especially when you get into it hard.
Yeah, you can
Easy
kind
to
of
let down too.
You can kind of notice that the bow kind of jitters a little bit more, I feel like.
Yeah, but I do like how easy it is to let the bow down controlled. It doesn't run away and slap the air all over the place. Valley's great. The grip is fantastic on this bow. Super repeatable, and it just holds really, really well. It doesn't look like I naturally induce any torque in the bow. I mean...
Yep. Yeah, it looks
like
about
perfect.
like I had. Yeah.
So, very easy to shoot. I mean...
Yep.
What do you think?
It's be a little short on me now, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's a little short on me with that as well.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It looked a little short.
It's at 28.
Yeah, it does have that, just a little bit of dump more towards the end.
Right.
But not bad at all.
I love the look of their cams, though.
And I'm pretty much relaxed and it's not really going anywhere. Right there, it started going on me.
Yeah.
But it's still fairly forgiving of a Valley, I feel like, but it's not as forgiving as like a Hoyt, I feel like.
Right, yes. It's somewhere kind of in the middle. It's not so short that it wants to run away, but it's not so forgiving where it's like shooting at 90%,
Right.
where it's difficult to let the bow down.
It's a good middle of the pack, I guess you could say.
And I think this little accessory really makes the bow. It's a
does.
great addition. I think any bows that don't have a bow stand at this point are really kind of behind the curve,
Yeah.
because it's such a great addition to the bow.
Yep. One of the things that's really nice with Prime is you get the Shield program, so every 2 years you get a free set of strings from them as well, as long as you own that bow. So keep that in mind too. It's a great addition from Prime.
Yeah, the colors on them are fantastic. They have some of the best finishes, I think, across the industry as far as consistency goes with a finish. They just look really, really clean. Just a fantastic job. And the more I look at this bow, like, I like the design. I like the shape of the cams a lot personally. I think it's cool looking. They look pretty aggressive. And I think the bow's got a unique look, and I think it looks good. I mean...
Yeah, and it's performing really well too. The speeds we're getting out of it, I'm actually very impressed with.
Yeah, I mean, I know that's an important part for a lot of people is how much speed can I get out of the bow, especially at a shorter draw length, like a 28 inches, 70 pounds. You're still getting those mid 280s with a 412 grain arrow. I mean, they've done a really, really good job. Great bows. Curious to see what the draw cycle feels like on performance. We'll have to do another video on that later, kind of comparing the two and see if it's worth going to the performance mods over the standard mods. But lots of options from Prime. This is the 31, the Divide 31 with the 6-inch brace height. So a little bit more speed, I think, than what you're gonna get out of that 7-inch brace height. And for what it is, this is what I would opt for, a 31 with a 6-inch brace height.
Yeah, me too. I'd probably go with the 33 to be honest, but 31, it's a great axle length.
So there it is, brand new from Prime, the Divide 31. Check out their entire series, the Divide 31, 33, 35, 37. We've got another video on the 33 if you're interested. Check it out. I think Prime did a fantastic job on this. I think it's a good upgrade from the Form 30 and 34. You've got more options, literally all the options you could ever want. And if you're somebody that wants a little bit more speed out of a bow, or you want something that's a little bit more forgiving, you got the options to go from a 6-inch or 7-inch brace height. It's really up to you. You can configure these however you want.
Prime knocked it out of the park.
They did a good job,
they did
man.
a good job.
I'm a fan. I'm hopeful that this bow is going to do really well this year. I think there should be a lot of interest in it. If you have not shot one, highly suggest you run over to your dealer, get one in your hand, shoot it, get a feel for it for yourself. And if you're local in Jacksonville, North Carolina, come by and see us and take them for a test spin. It's a fantastic bow. And I'd be curious to hear from you guys. Drop some comments, give us some feedback. What do you think? How do you think Prime is doing with their new bows? Going from the Form series to the new Divides. What are your thoughts? Give us some feedback, drop some comments.
As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget, hit us up on our website at extremeoutfitters.com for all of your archery and bowhunting needs, and we'll see you in the next video.
That's it. Thanks, guys.